she should, lady whose husband has disappeared, she has no news, after a few years she can marry according to the Maliki fiqh. And many other issues, like in I'la Sunan of Molana Zafar Thanvi, he quotes on the topic of Sajda Tilawa on one in Surah Hajj, and he agrees with that actually the hadith with the madhab other than Abu Hanifa's madhab. And Molana Anwar Shah Kashmiri, like for Taraweeh and Tahajjud, he says it's the same prayer. So, and there are many other instances. I mean, it will be too long. So we can do, like, if we've got 15 topics, 20 topics, Ibn al-Humam going out of the Hanafi mazhab, and then quote the Ahlul Hadith mazhab and say, oh, Ibn al-Humam was Ahlul Hadith. He says that the one who kills, the dhimmi, who insults the Prophet ﷺ, his dhimma is broken and he should be killed. So he went outside the Hanafi mazhab. And many other stances, Imam Abu Jafar Tahawi, he says the one who does Hajj for his final tawaf, even after the time of Asr, he can do it, while the Hanafi fiqh forbids it. For them, if you have done the tawaf final, you should wait up to Maghrib, then pray the last 2 rak'ah. But for Abu Jafar Tahawi, no, according to the hadith. So Imam Abu Jafar Tahawi used to act sometimes on hadith, like Imam Abu Hanifa told them, if you find an authentic hadith against my madhab, leave my opinion, and this is what his student used to do. This is what the Hanafi scholars generally used to do. But because the Deobandi Brelvi, they don't systematically do it, so they believe that a good Hanafi should always do it. You see, like the Abul Hasan Nadvi or Dr. Akram Nadvi here in the UK, they join the prayers. So can we say, no, they're not Hanafi anymore? This is not how it works. I mean, in all the madhab, you've got scholars going out of the madhab because of the dalil. And it doesn't, so likewise for Mirza Qadiani, he was Hanafi. We have the quotes from his Mirza Qadiani's books and his son's books, and it's saying he's a Hanafi, you see. So this shows totally the falsehood of the claims made by the Deobandis and Brelvis in our time, that Mirza Qadiani was Ahlul Hadith. I mean, many of the Sufis of India, Pakistan, they used to leave the madhab, as mentioned by Molana Jivan. Some of them used to come outside, used to pray Fatiha behind the Imam. Some of them used to, like Mirza Qadi Thanala Panipati and his teacher, Naqshbandi teacher Mirza Janan, he had a Risala Al-Amal Bil Hadith. So everybody, it's well known fact in India, Pakistan, the Abdul Hayy Lukhnavi, many other scholars, they used to leave the Hanafi mazhab for a stronger dalil, and it doesn't make them Ahlul Hadith. The Ahlul Hadith are clearly known who they are. They don't stick to one madhab, and they're proud to say they're Ahlul Hadith, you see. You cannot just take their fatwas of some people, and just say Mirza had the same fatwa so that they have the same madhab. This shows totally despair of these people and how desperate, how desperate they are. So we will show, inshallah, in this lecture that Mirza Qadiani not only was a Hanafi, quoting from his 6 quotes from his books, clearly leaving no doubt he's a Hanafi, and we also have 5 examples to show he was a hardcore Sufi. He was a follower of Ibn Arabi, and his books are filled with references and quotes to Sufism, Sufi saints, Sufi books, and he also believes in Hazar Nazir, as said by Molana Muhammad Hussain Nelvi in his book Nida al-Haq, which is a well-known book. Muhammad Hussain Nelvi's Mamati Deobandi, and he refuted Molana Sarfraz Safdar's book Taskina Sudur. So in his book Nida al-Haq, he quoted one of Mirza Qadiani's books, saying the Prophet is Hazar Nazir, like the Brelvi, he's omnipresent. So Mirza Qadiani was a Sufi. Mirza Qadiani, in one of his books, Haqiqatul Wahi, is a book of him. He gathered what he claimed to have received as verses from Allah, some of them in Arabic, some of them in Persian, in Urdu. And one of the verses was in Arabic that, if translated, that's what he claimed, that he said, Allah said to him that if you desire something, you say kun and it will happen. أن تقول لشيء كن فيكون. So so this verse, he claimed Allah revealed it to me, and this, that Allah gave him the power of kun fayakun in his book Haqiqatul Wahi, and this is the creed of the Sufi. This is the creed of Sha'rani, he claims that his teacher Al-Khawas was given the power of kun fayakun. He says something be and the thing was. But his teacher left this power out of respect, na'udhu for Allah. He left Allah govern the world and decide out of respect. Meaning else, Allah had given him the power to rule. But out of respect to Allah, he said, Allah, you decide and decide things I don't want to decide and govern the world. And likewise, another misguided Sufi, Yusuf Nabahani, whose book Jami Karamat Awliya has been summarized in Urdu by the Deobandi, he also, said that one of the Sufis, Muhammad Dinaburi, was given the power of kun fayakun, but out of respect to Allah, he left it. He didn't use it. So, and this is totally misguided book, Jami Karamat Awliya. It has stories, and likewise Sha'rani's book, Tabaqat, they both quote stories of naked saints doing khutbah, and saints doing zina with donkeys. Many other, Jami Karamat Awliya has a story of a teacher who, to punish his student, extended his penis and starting whipping his student with his penis. So these beliefs are the beliefs of the Sufi. What Mirza believed was the belief of the Sufis. He used to believe in the Chalisma, like the Brailvis, like on the 40th day, when someone dies, you make food in your house and you give it to the poor people. He quoted he believed in the horse Qub Abdal, that these people rule the world, like the Sufis, Ibn Arabi, Al-Hallaj, and Hakim Tirmidhi, all these Turuq Sufiya. So Ibn Arabi, and also he took a lot from the creed of the Sufi to make his claim that he was Al-Masih, because the Sufi claimed that, like Ibn Arabi, that someone can transfer his soul into someone else. This is called Aqid al-Buruz. You see, transferring the soul, appearing in someone else. So the Sufis, Ibn Arabi, Abdul Karim Jili, we're going to see his quotes. Abdul Karim Jili said the Prophet appeared in Shibli, and Shibli said, La ilaha illallah, Shibli Rasulullah. They said Prophet appears in other people, other Sufis appear in other Sufis. And even there's a quote of Mashaykh Chist of Molana Zakaria Kandulvi. He said, Khawaja Baqi Billah transferred his soul into one of his murid, and the murid couldn't stand it. The two souls united, and the murid died. So what Mirza Qadiani, the material he used to make his claim was Sufi material, like Ibn Arabi saying, the Nubuwa, it is only the Nubuwa of law-giving, prophethood of law-giving which is finished. But as for general prophethood, it carries on under Wilaya, and we have many quotes of Ibn Arabi, and inshallah I'm also going to give the scans so people can read Futuhat Makkiyah, 4 or 5 scans of Futuhat Makkiyah, to see that what Ibn Arabi is saying, what Sha'rani is saying. So basically, Mumtaz al-Haq, instead of blaming the true people who misguided Mirza Qadiani, meaning Ibn Arabi, Al-Jili, Sha'rani, and all these Sufi people, he accuses the people of Tawheed, those who reject this khurafat. So we request Mullah Mumtaz al-Haq to come and comment on these sayings of Ibn Arabi, and also what I'm going to give 5 examples at the end, inshallah, in which I will show that the Mirza Qadiani had many Sufi beliefs that the Deobandi share. Like Mirza Qadiani used to isolate for 40 days, the Deobandi do it. Mirza Qadiani sits on grave to do Kashf Qubur, the Deobandi do it, promote it. I've got many of their quotes. He used to believe that the Sufi can see the Prophet's face in Kashf and authenticate hadith through this way. Mirza Qadiani believed in it. They have many other, the Prophet and the dead people, after the death they come back and they speak to people not in the state of dream but in state of wakefulness. Mirza Qadiani said the same, I have met the Prophet not in a state of sleep. And the Deobandi, I will quote 2 or 3 of their quotes. The Prophet came to Deoband, he spoke to that, and he looked at the quote. The Prophet was very happy. There's a quote in Fazail Durud in which the Prophet came and cured putting his hand on the belly of a woman, and he cured her. And there's also a story of Qasim Nanudvi coming back in Arwasalas after his death to settle a dispute in Darul Deoband. And Ashraf al-Sawani, there's a story of the father or grandfather of Ashraf Ali Tanvi coming after his death. So we will show that actually the Deobandi and Mirza Qadiani shared a lot of his creed. That is why at the beginning we will see when they didn't make takfir of Mirza Qadiani, they excused him when he first made his claims, and none of them said that he was Ahlul Hadith. They all excused him because his quotes were Sufi quotes. They refused to debate with him, Rashid Gangu and his students, because they didn't want to debate about Ibn Arabi and all this, because it is their common source. Ibn Arabi is the Sheikh Akbar of everyone. And we will show that the reality, that they both share Sufism. That's why they were soft on him at the beginning, why the Ahlul Hadith were the first to declare him kafir, and they, Molana Muhammad Hussain Batalvi, traveled all India together, the fatwa scholars, to declare Mirza Qadiani kafir. So this is the truth. The truth is, Mirza Qadiani was a Hanafi. Okay, sometimes he was living the Hanafi mazhab. Even he says he's only living the Qadiani, he's only living the Hanafi madhab when it is in accordance with the Hanafi usulul fiqh. He's not living the Hanafi rules, so he's not living the Hanafi madhab. All is coming out of the Mirza Qadiani, it is according to the Hanafi usulul fiqh. So it is like all the other Hanafi scholars, like I've missed some, like Hassan Shurun Bulali in his book Nurul Ida, he says that in Salatul Janaza, one should read Surat Fatiha, and for him, because for the Hanafi mazhab, you shouldn't read Surah Fatiha in Salatul Janaza, only with the niyyah of dua if you want to read it. But he said even without the niyyah of dua, like just to recite Surah Fatiha, you can read it. So every Hanafi scholars sometimes had their own tahqiqat, and they used to come out of the Hanafi madhab. If you look at Shah Waliullah's Hujjatul al-Baligha, you can easily see 30, 40 cases he's judging outside the Hanafi madhab. Abdul Hayy Lukhnavi, you easily, Molana Irshadullah Kathari has a book about Abdul Hayy Lukhnavi, and he quotes like 20, 30, maybe 25 cases in which Abdul Hayy Lukhnavi went outside the Hanafi mazhab, but none of the Deobandi will claim that Abul Hayy Lukhnavi was Ahlul Hadith. But for Mirza, because just he went outside the Hanafi mazhab, he becomes Ahlul Hadith. So first I'm going to explain the scans in my book, because I have the Urdu scans. I have the Urdu scans from different books. These books, they have been downloaded from alislam.org, which has all the books of Mirza Qadiani, his students, all of them, all these books. You can download them. You see, they've scanned them. They've put all of Mirza's Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani's books online. So you can, below the lecture, I will give a link to the direct PDF of these books. So anyone who wants to check the quotes can download these books from the direct link to the books. And I will also make a different PDF containing all these pages. So if someone wants to read directly the pages, it has the name of the book, the page, the volume. Or someone wants to download the books from the Qadiani webpage, and he wants to go to the page, I will indicate this. So this is why, it shows the despair of Molana Mumtaz ul-Haq, because if Mirza was Qadiani, he would write somewhere, I am Ahlul Hadith. His son would write it. But Mumtaz ul-Haq totally failed to mention any quote. So it shows the weakness of his claim. Because someone has a quote, who are you going to believe? Someone who's bringing the proof, the quote, or someone who's just making a claim without, not substantiated with any evidence? So, inshallah, so I have like 15 pages. This will be a PDF. Below the lecture on YouTube, there will be a link to this PDF. Qadiani scans. There will be another PDF, Sufi scans, having Ibn Arabi and Sha'rani's quotes. And all the quotes of the Deobandis are present. I will give a link also below the lecture, but they're all present. So, and I will read as well from the books of the Deobandis to show the reality of the matter. So first, because so some people, they don't know the reality, anything about Mirza Qadiani. Just a brief introduction to Mirza Qadiani. He was born in 1835. In Qadian. His father was a doctor and a landlord. So he was a rich man. His father was a doctor. He had many lands. After finishing his study in 1864, he studied Arabic, Farsi, medicine like his father. Another field, he started to work in an office in Sialkot. So he was working as a clerk in an office. So after 4 years, he left it and started to read more religious books, and he's starting to do religious debates. You see? So he started to debate against Hindus, like Ahmadida, Dr. Zakir Naik, I guess Hindus, Christians, because at the time the British used to rule India. So you used to debate them. Once in 1868 or 1869, he was the Hanafi debater who debated Muhammad Hussain Batalvi, who was a big Ahlul Hadith scholar, a student of Mian Nazir Hussain Delvi.